Hey everyone, I'm Layla Muhammad with CEOs You Should Know. And joining me now is Andrew Levy, the CEO of the ultra low cost carrier, Avelo Airlines. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Layla.
Oh, I'm so fascinated about, when it came to you that, hey, I'm going to start an airline.
Well, I actually was very fortunate. Just by accident, I ended up starting my career at a very young, growing airline. And I thought to myself, after seeing it for even just a few weeks, I thought, wow, this is really cool to build a company from scratch. Fast forward, 27 years later or so, or maybe 24 years later, when we started working on this, it was something I always wanted to do. I wanted to take a stab at it. I've been with three early stage ventures. That was one of them. I've been with two others, and here we are. But we've been looking at doing this. I've been looking at doing this since 2015, and took a little pause when I ended up going to United Airlines for a couple of years as the CFO. And then when I left there, I thought I'd pick it right back up. I thought the opportunity was still there, and here we are.
So take me through launching the airline. Earlier on, fares were as low as $19. Where are we now with the cost and how are things going?
Well, $19 was definitely an introductory fare. We have that in one market for now, where we just extended a new promotion. It's actually Burbank to Phoenix, but the other fares are a little bit higher, still incredibly low, much lower than anything else you'll see out there. Um, but they start in some markets at 24, and others 29, and others 39, and some are a little bit more in the $59 range. In addition to that, we also charge for checked bags, but it's only $10 a bag, which is a really low price. Most other airlines that charge for bags, it's at least 20 or more. And then we offer a selection of different seat assignments. So if you don't care for if it's not important to you to know where you're going to sit ahead of time, that's okay. But if you are kind of picky about that, we offer a whole bunch of alternatives, including quite a few seats in the front of the airplane that have a lot of extra room. And those prices vary from $4 up to somewhere around $25 or so.
Why Hollywood Burbank Airport for the airport where Avelo is, home ported and flying out of?
Right,
The company's based in Houston, but you're
right.
flying out of Hollywood Burbank. Why that airport?
That's right. Well, you know, Burbank became available to us post pandemic. Beforehand, it would have been really hard to have established the same kind of presence that we've been able to establish there with three airplanes flying in and out of there. We have 7 daily trips right now, and it would have been really hard to do that before COVID. So, quite honestly, Burbank was an airport we always really liked. And with COVID, a lot of people, a lot of other airlines pulled back some service, and that opened up the opportunity. We thought, hey, this is a moment in time. Let's get into Burbank. We love the market. LA is a terrific market, and we think Burbank is the best airport in the LA region, bar none. And quite honestly, I think it's one of the best secondary airports in the United States. And our business strategy is really to go after these types of secondary airports of large metro areas. And I couldn't ask for a better place to start in Burbank. So we're excited.
What are your plain pet peeves as a consumer? If you're sitting on the floor,
Sure.
what are your pet peeves?
Well, oh wow, that's a great question. I hate, as I'm sure everybody does, when you get kicked in the back. I mean, that is just the worst, right? You're sitting there and you're trying to relax or do whatever, and you get kicked in the back, either by knees for people who happen to be really tall, but most cases it's just people who aren't paying much attention. Um, I personally don't like the seats reclining, because I think that that's what takes away a lot of your personal space. If the seat hasn't reclined, I feel like for me personally, I'd take that trade off all day long. So that's me. I know a lot of people really do like to recline, of course. Um, and then I think it's also the rush on and off. I mean, it's amazing, especially off. It's amazing how you've been on a tube for however many hours, an hour or two, and it's like it's somehow that it's going to make a difference to get off first or jump in front of kind of where you're sitting, as if that extra 30 seconds or 20 seconds is going to make a bit of difference. So those are a little pet peeves, but hey, I've been flying around for so many years. I feel like I've probably seen it all. I'm used to it. So I don't let any of that stuff get me upset. It just kind of rolls off me.
We have the same pet peeves.
I think probably most people do, right?
Yeah. What's your advice for people who are maybe have a dream that's popped up, or maybe a new passion has fallen into their lap? What would you tell them?
Well, I think that you need to do what you love, and if you do what you love and you work really hard and you put yourself in it 100%, so you follow that passion, then the other things kind of take care of themselves, because for sure you'll really be happy. You'll really enjoy the time that you spend working. And, for many of us, we probably spend more time working than really any other thing. I mean, we all have to sleep, we got to eat, and then we got to get to where we need to go, and we spend some time with family or friends. But, those of us who are really work oriented, I suppose, or pursuing a passion professionally, you put in a lot of time and effort, and you got to find something that you really, really enjoy doing. So I think that's my number one piece of advice. But then I think you got to really work hard. I mean, it's hard work. I used to talk about how, people like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, I mean, they had some God-given gifts for sure, but they're some of the two best ever athletes, not because of that. It's because of the hard work that they put into it. And you can point that to any single other athlete. I love sports, so I like to draw comparisons there, but any great athlete, any of the all-time greats, wasn't God-given ability. That's part of it. But without the hard work and effort and passion and commitment to be successful and relentless pursuit of that, they would just be people we probably never would remember.
Andrew Levy, CEO of Avelo Airlines. Thank you so much. Continued success.
Thanks, Layla. Really appreciate it.